What up, YouTube? Team Movies here. Now, yesterday I pretty much did my 10 favorite TV families. But there are some interesting films that features dysfunctional families as well. So today I decided to go ahead and do my top 10 favorite dysfunctional family movies. Because the other day I saw Knives Out, and boy, that family is one dysfunctional family right there. But there's been some other great movies featuring families that's dysfunctional, lots of these families will be very relatable to most people, but it's all for fun and all. So, with that being said, here's my 10 favorite dysfunctional family movies. Alright. Coming in at number 10 is a very underrated film, and that is called This Is Where I Leave You. Now, it's from director Sean Levy, who also directed some really interesting stuff like Night at the Museum, Cheap by a Dozen. He's, of course, directed episodes of Stranger Things. Really cool director. And this is kind of a very different directing film from him. It's where it stars Jason Bateman, who plays this guy who is forced to return home after his father passes. And so it means also dealing with his sister, played by Tina Fey, as well as his brothers, as well as his mother, played by Jane Fonda. And the family is very dysfunctional. Like, you got Adam Driver, who plays Bateman's younger brother. You've got Corey Stowe, who plays Bateman's older brother here. You also got Rose Byrne, who there's also like a fling between Bateman and Byrne's character. You've got Tina Fey, who plays Bateman's sister here. It has a really cool cast. You even had people like Dax Shepard was in this. What a really cool cast here. It's very funny. It's heartfelt at times. There are some serious moments, and there is also some comedic moments. But it's a really decent film. It is also based on a book. And I gotta say, this movie is a very underrated gem. Because the film got released in 2014, and people now barely talk about the movie. But it's a really good little film. If you guys never seen This Is Where I Leave You, definitely check it out. Very good flick. Alright. Coming in at number 9, it is August Osage County. Now, this movie is based on a play by Tracy Letts, and it's where this patriarch of the family ends up, played by Meryl Streep, ends up disappearing, and she ends up reuniting. Not Meryl Streep. The patriarch is played by what's his name, Chris Cooper, and then but he ends up disappearing, and relatives end up reuniting to find him. But it turns out that the patriarch ended up passing away on the spot, and so they decide to reunite to visit their mother, who's actually dying in this. It stars Meryl Streep, she's Meryl Streep. Obviously, she's great in anything. She plays the matriarch of the family. You also had Julia Roberts, who plays one of her daughters. You also got Juliette Lewis, who plays the other one, as well as Juliette Nicholson, who also plays the other daughter. Lots of the families really bicker at each other. They get that. There's also some secrets that happen throughout the whole film, and it also has a great cast. Besides Streep, you also got Chris Cooper, Sam Shepard, Benedict Cumberbatch, Ewan McGregor, some really great players. It is also directed by John Wells, who's also one of the producers of Shameless. So he's no shame about doing anything that involves dysfunctional families. But yeah, August Osage County is a really good film. If you guys ever seen it, go check it out. It's another movie that ended up giving Meryl Streep an Oscar nomination. Alright, coming in at number 8, it is the film What's Eating Gilbert Grape. Now it stars Johnny Depp, who plays this young man who has lots of responsibilities. He really is there to also help out his younger brother Arnie, played by Leo DiCaprio, who's disabled in this film, and he also is has to deal with his overbearing mother, played by Darlene Cates, and the whole family really go also goes down in each other's road. But Leo DiCaprio, he actually scored an Oscar nomination at a very young age for this, and a well-deserved Oscar nomination too, because this was at I know, yeah, before Titanic, this was actually one of the one of Leo's earliest roles, and Leo crushed it out of the park in this movie. Johnny Depp was terrific. You also had the aforementioned Juliette Lewis was in this, Mary Steenburgen, some really great cast members. And I mean, if you guys haven't seen One Scene Go Be Great, definitely go check that one out. All right, coming in at number 7, it is Ang Lee's film The Ice Storm. Now, The Ice Storm focuses on these two families who intertwine in their dysfunctional ways. You got the Hoods who lives next door to the Carver's family, and so you got Kevin Kline who plays Mr. Hood, who's actually sleeping with Mrs. Carver, while the young Hood girl, played by Christine Ritchie, is also fooling around with this young Carver brother, played by Elijah Wood and Adam Beard. You also got Joan Allen and who plays Mr. Wood, and Jamie Sheridan who plays Mr. Carver, who ends up being stuck around pretending everything is fine here. Then you got the Hoods, teenage son played by Tobey Maguire, who's also having relationship tensions with Kate Holmes' character. So there's that too. The family, there's also an ice storm that comes around as well, and they are some really dysfunctional families right there. But the ice storm is great. The movie got released in it was actually Ang Lee's first American language film, and he really did a great job with the ice storm. The family members of the movie all had really great on-screen chemistry with one another. I mean, Kevin Kline, Sigourney Weaver, some really great cast members. I mean, The Ice Storm it's really great. I mean, I did talk about Ang Lee movies recently, and The Ice Storm was, of course, in that list. It's of course, a really good film. If you guys haven't seen The Ice Storm, definitely go check that one out. Alright. Coming in at number 6, it is Little Miss Sunshine. Now, it's where the Hoover family, who is, of course, the lead in this, is played by Greg Kinnear. You got Toni Collette, who plays his wife. You got Steve Carell, who plays the brother in this. You got Paul Dano, who plays another brother here. You also got Alan Arkin, who plays the grandfather, and they take on and the dysfunctional family, ends up taking a road trip into this Volkswagen bus heading, and they decide to head to California to support their daughter, played by Abigail Breslin, who's trying to win the Little Miss Sunshine concert, and they end up having problems along the way here. And I mean, it also has the iconic song "Super Freak" in it. What a great use of Super Freak! But yeah, Little Miss Sunshine is a really terrific movie. It's very funny. It's heartfelt. Great performances by Carell, by Kinnear. You could really buy all of them as a family. And Alan Arkin actually won his Oscar for this, which well-deserving Oscar win, because Alan Arkin was magnificent in this movie. Yeah, definitely go check out Little Miss Sunshine if you guys haven't seen that. Alright. Coming in at number 5, it is Cheaper by a Dozen. Now, this stars Steve Martin and Bonnie Hunt. It is a remake of the 1950s film, and it stars Steve Martin, who plays this dad who has to take raise his kids while his wife, played by Bonnie Hunt, is off on a promoting her book and all, and her and let's just say anyway, let's just say the kids get some. It's pretty dysfunctional. I mean, there's like 12 kids here, so yeah. I mean, if you think on Shameless raising about 7 kids is tough enough, they haven't seen Cheap by a Dozen yet. I mean, these kids do fight, but they do really appreciate one another. And the oldest, of course, played by Hilary Duff. Smallville dude Tom Welling plays the oldest son. You even had Allison Stoner, who plays the middle-aged daughter. Some really I thought the actors who plays the kids were all really great. And this really shows one thing: never have 12 kids. I mean, yeah, Cheap by doesn't really shows that. But yeah, that aside, I really quite got a kick out the Cheap by Dozen film. And the sequel's not all that bad too, but the first film is really great. It is also directed by Sean Levy, so he's no stranger with films about dysfunctional families in them. But yeah, this movie is really hilarious. If you guys haven't really seen Cheap by a Dozen yet, definitely go check it out. Alright. Coming in at number 4, it is Home Alone. Now, the family in this, I mean, obviously they don't really have a whole lot of screen time as you expect, because they end up leaving Chicago, and they end up leaving poor little Kevin McAllister home alone. And yeah, I mean, talk about dysfunctional families. In the beginning of the film, there's of course that dinner scene where poor Buzz ends up knocking Kevin off. Oh no, Kevin of course pushes Buzz to and the milk ends up falling. So yeah, he gets a little bratty here too. The kids are way too much like that. That house had how could that whole house fit many kids in there? I have no idea. But yeah, Home Alone is it's of course a great funny family comedy, and the McAllister's household. Boy, what a big household you have. I mean, I'm still always wondering what what did Kevin's dad ever do to afford all those vacations? I'm still always boggling my mind around that. But yeah, that aside. Anyway, that aside, Home Alone is hands down just awesome. It is definitely one of to me, it is one of the best Christmas movies of all time. It's just terrific. I mean, yeah, this is literally a Christmas movie I could watch over and over. Alright. Coming in at number 3. Alright. Coming in at number 3, it is American Beauty. Now, this movie is directed by Sam Mendes, and it stars Kevin Spacey. And alright, I know it's a bit awkward to talk about anything Kevin Spacey related because everything that's going on and all. But you can't rewrite history. American Beauty it's a terrific movie. I mean, it is a bit creepy because Kevin Spacey's character ends up being obsessed with his daughter's friend in this. And his daughter's friend is played by Mia Safari, so I guess you can't blame. It's creepy, but you can't really blame him with that part. But yeah, and the family is very really dysfunctional here. The daughter really doesn't like her dad so much, so they of course bigger so many times. You also got Wes Bentley, who plays the his son in this. Annette Bening plays the wife here. Mia Safari was just terrific here in this movie. I mean, American Beauty is such a terrific movie, and I mean, it's a bit awkward to watch it now because of the whole Kevin Spacey situation, like the whole Kevin Spacey scandal. But that does take away how good this movie is. I mean, if you guys haven't really seen American Beauty, I say still give it a go despite the whole Spacey situation. It's still a great film. Alright, coming in at number 2, it is the Oscar-winning movie, Ordinary People. I mean, Ordinary People is the directorial debut by, it is the directorial debut by Robert Redford, and it's a very tearjerker film about about this family who moves back and after their brother ends up almost committing suicide, and this movie is they all do very bicker at each other once in a while, but that's a family, obviously. You got Don Sutherland who plays the dad. You got Mary Tyler Moore who actually won a Oscar for this, and well deserving Oscar win. You got Timothy Hutton who plays the son in this. You got some really great cast members in this movie. And Ordinary People is very touching, and it is a movie about family, and it's about heartbreak. And like I said, the movie actually won Best Picture at the Oscar, well deserving Oscar win, because it's a really terrific movie. Now, if you guys haven't really seen Ordinary People yet, it's really great. Alright, now my number one favorite Dysfunctional family movie of all time goes to the Royal Tenenbaums. Now, this movie is directed by Wes Anderson, stars Gene Hackman, Angelica Houston. You also had Owen Wilson. You had what a big cast. Gwyneth Paltrow was in this. You even had Al Barner, who was like the narrator of this movie. And it's a very quirky film. I mean, it's obviously directed by Wes Anderson, so yes, it's going to be a very quirky flick. And it does have like overuse of lots of pop music and some interesting costumes that's fit with the dark overtones in this film. It has some really dark humor in this. And of course, it's about this dysfunctional family who ends up being suffered by the wrath of a bad dad, who's of course played by Hackman. And the children are now grown up, and they are also terribly unhappy. And yeah, it's really like they all do end up bickering, but their family's gonna be bickering a whole lot. It's a really terrific movie. It's really funny. It gets entertaining once in a while. Like one of the best. I mean, Wes Anderson knows how to put together a great cast for his movies, and Royal Tenenbaums is one of them. And they all like you could really they all really felt like a family if you really look at the movie as a whole. But yeah, if you guys haven't really seen the Royal Tenenbaums yet, definitely go give it a go. It's a Wes Anderson classic right there. But that's pretty much it. Let me do the quick rundown. 10, This Is Where I Leave You. 9, August, Osage County. 8, What's Eating Gilbert Grape. 7, The Ice Storm. 6, Little Miss Sunshine. 5, Cheaper by a Dozen. 4, Home Alone. 3, American Beauty. 2, Ordinary People. And 1, The Royal Tenenbaums. Now, there was those other ones I probably could have added. Let's see, Captain Fantastic. Rachel Getting Married. Almost Christmas. The Meyerowitz Stories with Adam Sandler and Ben Stiller. That movie is really good. Family Stone with Rachel McAdams. Nebraska. Silver Linings Playbook. Boyhood. Already said American Beauty. Home for the Holidays with Holly Hunter. The Savages. Our Idiot Brother. Death at a Funeral, both the remake and the original. I actually quite like the remake, by the way. There's Savage Grace, Sunshine Cleaning, Happiness, Precious. I mean, the list goes on and on. So, gotta love a good movie with dysfunctional families in them. Anyway, let me leave it to you guys. What are some of your favorite dysfunctional family movies? Drop a comment below. Don't forget to like, subscribe, hit that bell for more notifications. This here is Timu signing off.